Peace, 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 everyone. This is Nish Pinda. Happy spring equinox. I hope everybody is having a awesome moon day. So I am here on the latest episode of Moonday Inspiration. It's number 14. So I'm gonna get into it. Like y'all know, I try not to keep y'all that long. Some people come on my live, some people watch it later and post comments. So I'm going to give us some tips this week on how you can use the energy of the spring equinox, which I feel is the real new year because spring is, once winter is finished, spring is starting, everything is starting to bloom. You hear the birds, the trees are starting to bloom. You see pollen everywhere. The days are going to get longer. The weather is going to get better, even though in Texas it's not as in the 40s, but it's here we are. So I will give you at least some history and some background on for those because I have people who follow my channel who are from other countries and are not familiar with the spring equinox and things like that. So before I get started with the tips, I will give you some background information on what is the spring equinox and what the start of this season mean. And let me get into it. So I'm reading this, and if you want me to post anything I've been reading or anything, I got this from the uh, Farmer's Almanac, which you use that to if you garden and stuff like that. You follow the Farmer's Almanac to know where to plant in different zones, primarily in the United States. So today is considered the first day of spring, which this year falls on March 20th, and if you follow, nature and stuff like that, it's in between March the 20th to 23rd. And it fluctuates depend on the calendar year, but this year it fell on the 20th. So I would say use the 20th from the 23rd to use this season as a renewal. And I'll give you tips from each day from Monday through Thursday. That's what the days fall on, but we'll get back to that. This date marks the spring equinox in the Northern Hemisphere. It started for us 5:24 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This year it falls on a Monday. It's also the astronomical beginning spring season in the Northern Hemisphere and the autumn season in the Southern Hemisphere. So depending on where you're at, it starts at different time. The March equinox is also known as the vernal equinox for those who are across the globe. And what this means, it occurs when the sun crosses the celestial equator going from south to north. It is called the celestial equator because of an imaginary line in the sky above the Earth's equator. So imagine standing on the equator, the sun will pass directly overhead, its way north. So basically, this time of the year, especially for us in the States, the hours of it's going to have equals amount of sunlight, and then neither tilt toward or more away from the sun. So basically, the days is going to get longer, especially here in Texas, and people live on the East Coast. It won't be getting as it get closer to the summer. It'll get dark like 9 p.m. Eastern time, 8 p.m. Central time. And this is an interesting fact. Equinoxes are only 2 times a year that the sun rises due east and sets due west for all of us on Earth. So they have a spring equinox and a fall equinox, which that is in September. So, and also the word equinox comes from the Latin words for called equal night. And I'm not going to try to pronounce those words. So on the equinox, the length of the day and the night are nearly equal in parts all over the world. So that is that. And for those of you, this is also the beginning of the astrological cycle. It's the energy of Aries. Aries is my fellow fire sign. They are ruled by Mars. That's the planet of fire and drive. It is symbolized by the ram. And when you consider these details, think of early season of spring as hot and direct. So spring energy is really intense. So you could use it as a renewal, refreshing, just like when the flowers start blooming, you start hearing the birds, everybody want to go outside, you want to see the sun. So, you might be feeling a little impatient in this season because you've been in the house for so long, which, the winter solstice is for resting, releasing, think about what you can change in this season and all that. So on that note, that was a little background information on the spring equinox. So if you have any other questions or if you want me to leave the links to the articles I read, which one was from the Farmer's Almanac, and one what I just read about the astrological chart was from one of my planners, and I have a PDF file. But the person who wrote the article about Aries and what I just read lastly is my Auntie Carla. So tips I can give you that would help in this renewal season, which I consider the new year, because everything, like I said, is blooming, blossoming, and all that. Okay, Monday represents the moon. It's a day for emotions. So I would take on this day, if you haven't done it yet, or before you go to sleep, I would check on how you're doing. What would you like to change from now until the summer solstice? Like I said, it's good to, instead of trying to plan things out for the year, I like to book 12-week a year. So you take this 12-week session, or at least these 3 months, plan out what you're going to do. This is a good energetic time. So I would use Monday. Like if you journal, I would journal. If not, start journaling. Just do things to get tapped into your emotions and see like, how am I feeling? What am I doing? What can I do to make myself feel better? Like they say, the weather is getting better. So this would be a good time to start planning or eating more, more fruits, vegetables, start exercising, moving around more, maybe thinking about what new things you can try and do. So that's what recommendation I would give for today. So Tuesday is, ruled by Mars. So I would say use that as action. That's a Tuesday's a day used for action. So I would think, what inspired action I can take in this renewal season and things I might have not done when it was cold and raining. So this would be like, what inspired action can I take to put the goals that I want to do in this season? Tuesday would be a good time to be like, okay, maybe you want to start a new career. Maybe you want to freshen up your resume. Maybe you want to go back to school. You can research schools or go check out some schools you like. Write some business goals if you want to write a business, or start thinking about what businesses you want to do. So that would be a good thing to do on Tuesday. Wednesday is Mercury, if I'm not mistaken. That's the day of communication. So that would be a good day to be in contact with your loved ones, your friends, think about how you can express yourself more freely, see how you can start connecting more with the community, see how you can serve others, any way you communicate, maybe start reading books that interest you, watching TV shows. So that's a communication day. So I would use it like, what can I focus on to become a better communicator, which includes listening. So you might want to, call somebody you haven't talked to in a while and just, see how they're doing. So that's the day, like I said, use this season to expand and renew and refresh your relationship. So that's what I would use Wednesday for. Thursday is ruled by Jupiter. So expansion. So put forth, maybe after you did some things or like recommendations I gave you Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, Thursday, you can think about, what can I do to expand my horizons? Maybe go volunteer somewhere. Maybe read some books you probably haven't, or, that you might have been on your mind, like, oh, I should do that. Go do some activities that you probably might have been thinking about. The weather is getting better. Everybody's moving around more. So think of ways to expand your mind, body, soul, and spirit. So, you might want to, and like they say, that's why they have called it spring cleaning. Clean your house, rearrange. This was Thursday I would use as a time to give things away, because like I said, it's renewing. So as you give old things away, new things are able to come in. So that's the recommendations I would give to use the spring equinox, because like I said, it's a renewal and refreshing. So I hope these tips were helpful. And like they said, and if y'all have any tips that you want to share, or to help others, because like I said, I do these videos to help myself and to help others. So if y'all have any helpful tips that we could use for the spring equinox to help us to quantum leap or frog leap or spring leap into the life we want to live, and as we change ourselves, we'll make this world a better place. Everything starts with the individual and then it goes out to the collective. So I hope everyone is having a wonderful moon day, that you have a blessed week. And if you like these type of videos, please like, share, and subscribe. So as I try to always end my videos with, the God in me blesses the God in you, and also Islam, which means peace. So y'all have a wonderful night and have a blessed one. Thank you. Y'all have a good one.